Heal out here. Anyways, I was just listening to a meditation that helps you break mind control. Going back some couple of weeks again, I know I sound crazy like a motherfucker, and I sounded crazy last night. But believe when I say that the shit that's been, fucking with me and all, as I've been trying to convey as sanely as possible. I mean, when shit gets real, it gets real. And when things get critical, it gets critical. Trust me, it's real. With that being said, I almost died in my sleep last night. And I mean this sincerely. I'm going to try to do something about this situation. It's Maria Tavares today. Somebody was telling me. And I only did it just to find out the fucking truth of what's going on spiritually with me. Don't go see them people. Don't go see them people at 8704 Broadway. Don't go fucking see them. And I was told by a good friend of mine, Mexican dude, fucking smart as a motherfucker. Don't go see them because they might do what them other motherfuckers did and steal your blessings. And I went ahead because, again, I know that I can't go within objectively, so I have to go and seek objectiveness outside of me. With that being said, I almost fucking died in my sleep last night. I've been getting energy harvested, not even energy harvested, astral body harvested. And I was told by a group of women's spirit guides that means that's how bad it is. I have no fucking spirit guides. As a matter of fact, somebody checked up on me in the spirit plane and saw all I had to work with were a bunch of fucking roach attachments. And that was the only thing literally keeping me alive. And connecting me to God, the source, and everything. And doing their best. With that being said, I almost died in my sleep last night. And from what I understand, the shit that's been happening to me, it only happens to people who've been soul swapped. You have to be full on taking out your body for this shit to be happening to you. And I'm going to show you the motherfuckers. I tried to get a fucking picture of her one day. Her high self is named Maria Tavares. And I got that in the spirit plane. Her name is Elsa Serrano. Evil shit, because this shit, like with the initial fucking curse, I don't even think it's a curse, man. It's a soul swap. They have you living in your head. So when you try to contact entities and all of that in your head, they dominate your consciousness, usually by becoming the highest self. As Maria Tavares, she's been using Santa Muerte to be able to do it, has been doing, as well as a network of her ancestors. And so, with that being said, I'm just going to say it right now. Last night, I decided to take some almond oil. I was trying to get my shit back. And so last night, I tried to take something that could help me get my shit back. Make a long story short, she used it against me because they do something where they hook up their soul consciousness to yours. I've been seeing entity attachments of Elorde, Jacob Elorde, Madonna and all that shit. And I mean, I got a spirit team that's working with that and what they call Barbara and David Rayner to try to get it. It's shit putting me under other fucking curses. I'll try to use 8127 hertz. I try to use 295 hertz. They fix my entity attachments. Barbara and David Rayner, that is, so it works against me and I can't get my shit back. So it's like I'm being set up by my own so-called spirit team, not the roach attachments, but certain spirits that feel like they got no choice to work with evil shit that wants to energy harvest. And I just want to be totally free of it. And so with that being said, this beanbag bitch then goes in and starts pulling everything within out of me. My poor little roach spirits were trying to set it up so I don't get attacked as bad. But the problem with them is their nature. They open up your consciousness wide open. You can use 710 hertz to tranquilize them, but it pushes them out the consciousness. And that's how Maria Tavares was able to take over. The bitch is like the blob. She's like the fucking ooze. She's hard to get rid of. I'm going to do an article saying to people, don't go to that motherfucking shop today. Because I've been getting harvested bad like a motherfucker. That being said, I try to go to sleep and, again, my poor little spirit guide tries to set it up so I can get my shit back. And so the poor baby, she's down to like just her consciousness in the spirit plane. That's how bad it is. She told, she was trying to get my shit back. And again, my entity attachments are working against me. And I'm going to say this right now. I don't, outside of the Ars Goetia, outside to some degree, Archangel Michael, I really don't have a good spirit team. And Uriel, I don't have a good spirit team because I'm going to say something right now. Depending on who's your highest self, they intermix with your entity attachments of your connections to ancestors and all of that, spirit guides, angelic forces. And because Maria Tavares oozed herself into becoming my highest self, my Archangel Michael has become hers. And because she's the dominant highest self, that Archangel Michael will work in her favor. And she's been using that to her advantage to block my access to my spirit guides, memories, and to energy harvest off of me really, really bad. So anyways, with that being said, I got caught out in the middle of the fucking night to where I literally, internally, my spirit body was down to bone. I could literally feel it like a door frame, and I could feel my soul could be ripped out at any moment. So I took 2 vitamin E's to strengthen my consciousness, and I took about 5 iron tablets, which also strengthens your consciousness. So if you're facing something like that, take that. And with that being said, last night I tried to get under Allah, and then next thing I know, David Rayner, the highest self, started giving them money, ancestral money, for them to be able to look away so they can't help me out. I'm going to say this right now. I really don't have anything working in my favor. I don't have a higher self that has my best. Well, I'm not going to say my higher self has been trying, but they try to get rid of, and I'm going to say who? The child consciousness. So I don't have a spirit team that has my best interest at heart, that wants to look out for me. I had one in Billy Baye, a.k.a. Baron Samedi, and Don Tolliver got rid of her. I'm going to say this right now. They all, ours, to some degree, the Ars Goetia, they all be trying to get rid of that child consciousness, because I'm going to say something right now. Starting from birth, I was crowned, unfortunately, by Baron Samedi. My timeline started off with shopping carts. But usually, like in the spirit plane, if you're a kid, it'll start off with a bike. Mine was a tricycle, meaning you're going to have a hard life. And so with that being said, I don't have a spirit team, a good spirit team to rely on, because them motherfuckers set me up to be a sacrifice. And they set me up to be under them as a sacrifice and operate as a zombie in the astral plane, the spirit plane, when I die. And be in their hell realms where they just use me as a mindless zombie and use my spiritual powers. With that being said, all I have is that child spirit guide. They've divested me from my ancestors. From what I saw in the spirit plane, I'm related to Marie Laveau, who's a fucking piece of shit. I can't stand that fucking nigga bitch. Because I'm going to say something right now. Them fucking niggas, the ones that are part of Billy Baye, I know his real name. I want to say Benoit. I think that was his real last name when he was alive. They will quickly, no matter what, side with him just to keep their spiritual powers. That's why I be putting his, name out there, because of the wrong that he's done. And even though she saw what happened yesterday to me, she still was caping for them. And not only that, aligning herself with that Maria Tavares higher self motherfucker. But to go to show you I have no spirit team to work with, the original real Byron Samity, from whom all of, the entity attachments of Byron Samity connecting to him commences from, that motherfucker basically said, I don't want you back in that timeline. And I'm going to make an entity attachment out of Maria Tavares, put her in your consciousness to cause you hell and cause you problems all throughout your life. That's what I'm dealing with for spiritual protection. So it's adversarial. It's all sacrifice. It's all, I'm not going to work with you. Instead, I'm going to stymie you. And hold you back and keep you down. I was told that when, I was under his sacrifice curse, it was even worse. He had nothing but Xavier Prep adversaries, bullies, enemies. That's the high school I went to in my timelines. And he knew this shit was coming and he set me up for it. Soul swapping and every fucking thing. And then not only that, going back to that August 22nd, 2022 timeline, Satan. From what I understand, my boy, who I was a big fan of, he actually gave me a chance to be on Rock of Love and all of that. I want to say his real name too, but I'm going to say it's Master. It's not Sham Yowza, but that's close. Very, very close. I'm putting every fucking thing out there. I don't give a fuck. Because of how wrong I've been treated. I don't protect my bullies. To make a long story short, this motherfucker was one of the ones who was, along with the Alex Nascimento, Alex Browderman entity, I saw coming in 2022 here, July, right before the curse hit. He took me out of my body. And a spirit from a past life actually showed me that, an ancestral spirit from a Swedish past life. And so it's been nothing but curses ever since. Again, all I got to work with is shit that wants you to be set up as a sacrifice. I don't have anything that's really working with me. The closest I had was the Baphomet and the Ars Goetia. They were trying like a motherfucker to put shit back. And sometimes, God can intervene and help. But like I say, my higher to higher selves is so stymied and corrupt and compromised that it's fused with my enemies as my connection to it. So when I'm trying to call on God, even Allah, my enemies like Maria Tavares will quickly infuse herself with that. Just like she did with my higher self, using that Santa Muerte shit. All you need is black tourmaline. But that shit works too good. I've been dating about getting that. And black kyanite to get rid of her. So this evil ass beanie back, wetback bitch has been taking my timelines out of my fucking body. Like, just taking like whole body parts, spiritual body parts out of my body. Like my fucking brain, my intelligence, memories, just like the initial motherfuckers did, going back to that August 22nd, 2022 timeline. I keep hearing in the spirit plane that she wants me, going back to May the 1st, 2024. From what I understand, my throat got cut by a Dubik, an ancestral spirit by the name of Dan R. Cienega here. was dispatched on me by her. I can feel her plotting shit right now, you know, and using it to kill me in my sleep because of a deal she made with Ingrid Hybert. That's why, you know, I don't trust anything that's going on in my consciousness, because my spirit guides, who I do trust, not the baby, but the other ones, I guess out of necessity, but still don't make which allies with your enemies. They're making, you know, and I kept hearing about, you know, a plan to put me under Barbara and David Rayner or Ingrid Hybert. I refuse to be under curses. That the game plan is to put me back under him. But from what I understand, she made a deal with them. You know, and to keep me under heavy fucking curses. And, you know, for her to get their whatchamacallit. And I saw her with the entity attachments that were designed to protect her. That's why when I would try, me and my little, you know, poor spirit team of little roaches and all of that, would try to get our shit back, we couldn't. It would actually work against us because they had her roach attachments in their consciousness. Or at least, or at one point, they stole mine, which happens a lot. You know, with Billy Bailey and Don Tolliver, because they crown me, they make my entity attachments work against me. Again, it's about keeping me out that August 22nd, 2022 timeline. So to make a long story short, I'm going to try to make this short, succinct, and sweet. They set it up so that these people can come in, astral body harvest, yeah, I believe, from what I recall, I saw roaches that were actually mine connected to her. They put it under Santa Muerte and were using my own shit against me. And so with that being said, from what I understand, I'm trying to remember, but they fuck with my consciousness and damn near control it. You know, like I said, I've been listening to my neural beats to break free of it. You can use 8127 hertz to break curses, but this shit's so sentient that you gotta be particular. To make a long story short, you know, like I said before, because they control my entity attachments, not as Maria Tavares does, they use your entity attachments against you, your roach attachments. So with that being said, when I try to get my shit back, I go through hell. And sometimes, because of how compromised my body is, like last night, it's hard for me to get it back. Extremely hard and difficult. With my frequency being used against me, to where it's almost useless, and that's scary. So with that being said, from what I understand, they made a deal with Ingrid Hybert and all of that to keep me dead so that I can never come back to the realm of the living. And they all going back to that August 22nd, 2022 timeline. Them the May 1st, 2024 timeline. I feel this bitch reaching into my fucking head right now as I talk. They all made a deal to keep me dead and to keep me stuck in hell realms. And I feel not just in my consciousness, but externally as well. That's why my consciousness be all out into the astral plane. And every single fucking day, I gotta fight my own entity attachments. You know, again, let me emphasize, the motherfuckers that control my shit, Billy Baye and Don Tolliver and them, they invite this evil shit in, along with Ingrid Hybert. That's supposed to be my higher to higher selves during this fucking curse. Or setting it up to where It's almost like a no way out. I even saw when I went after one of them beanbag bitches here, attachments going back to that August 22nd, 2022 timeline. It's all about blocking me out of that timeline. We're actually defending her. And then when my spirit guides removed it, we were able to get them effectively. I also saw the Alex Browderman entity, Alex Nascimento entity, even admitted by him, working with them. That's why I don't want none of that. You know, I keep having these things say, oh, you got, you know, work with this and to get your stuff back. And no, you don't. Make me free of this evil shit. So, you know, I mean, I saw this past weekend that timeline. I was almost put back in my body. You know, them road spirits don't lie. They kept talking about and proselytizing it. This fucking Maria Tavares removing shit. About a timeline where I got soul swapped and people saw that in the astral plane. And where there's a young lady walking around who's supposed to be originally from Destrehan, Louisiana. Her name was Ashley Hampstead, who along with the Illuminati, Maria Tavares along with the Illuminati is protecting. She's actually getting paid by them in the astral plane to do so. You know, who has like a missile launcher, missile like breast, and totally fucked up my body. You know, I actually saw a vision of a big fat young white woman, very reminiscent of room 1408, walking into the bathroom of the shelter where I was living at on Figueroa. And that's exactly what I saw. Big fat nasty white girl who's laid up with Dwayne Michael Carter, aka Lil Wayne, who's supposed to be having great success going back to that timeline. And so anyways, with that being said, this Maria Tavares, in an attempt to become wealthy and famous, from what I understand, has been co-opted and stealing that timeline by stealing my soul consciousness and modifying it so I can get it back. You can use 925 hertz along with 432 hertz, all these candles, to, you know, get stuff back, as well as 1715, 1714. Stop. I feel it moving my entity attachments right now as I talk. That's scary. Because that shit opens you up for astral parasitic attacks. That's why I don't like working with roach spirits. But anyways, with that, talking about fucking with my energy signature, soul consciousness, that Maria Tavares. That's why it's hard for me to do videos, because I got all this shit in my consciousness. Because everything starts in the external world, starts in your consciousness, your timelines, everything fucking with me and fighting me to get my shit. So anyways, with that being said, and they keep trying to remove my child consciousness, which is, they keep fucking it up. Like, for instance, I woke up this morning wondering, was that Maria Tavares or was that entity attachments made of her using my child consciousness? They talked about giving away my child consciousness to Jacob Elordi and all this other craziness. I feel this bitch moving my shit right now as I fucking talk. So anyways, you know, it's like a union of evil ass entities and spirits that want to work against me. So anyways, with that being said, to emphasize, get this evil ass bitch off of me. This is fucking cruel and evil. She's been taking my soul consciousness. She wiped out all of my ancestors that's attached to it and put her ancestors in there. You again, use 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see for discernment. And put all her entity attachments in it so she could lay claim to it. You know, she keeps claiming that she took my soul consciousness out, claiming that it was a separate timeline in person. But that wasn't me in that body. That's you know, that's why they say you shouldn't, you know, talk to these spirits and shit, because they'll, you know, the more you make yourself energetically available to them, the more they'll fuck with you, especially if they're evil. With that being said, this evil wetback, this evil ass wetback bitch, you know, supposedly they went after a young white girl as well. From what I understand, she took my soul consciousness out, removed it, and she's getting paid to protect that girl in that original timeline. And I saw her at the top of the Illuminati hierarchy in my consciousness, so I couldn't get back to that timeline. And she didn't even place entity or roach attachments of supposedly my alternate self. You know, you was trying to make it out like my soul consciousness was an alternate person or time. The fuck out of here. When you're in the roach realm, you shift from consciousness to consciousness every single day. Things ain't stable. So you pick up on different soul consciousnesses, and she removed mine and turned it, like she did my soul consciousness, into an entity attachment to be used against me. You know, like somebody else's higher self was saying, when they saw that, they say, that's a curse if I've ever seen one. And it is. Like I say, you know, Billy Baye, Baron Samedi, wants me to give up on that timeline. Master, Sham Master, has been blocking me, or Satan, it's a red dragon, has been blocking me from getting back to that timeline. They've all been telling me, if you want to get put back together, you cannot get back into that timeline. We're going to remove it from your consciousness. And I just keep getting fucked with by all this evil ass motherfucking shit that's within me, that is supposed to be working with me, but instead compromises me and causes my entity attachments to work against me, leaving me to where I have no choice but to work with road spirits that leave your fucking consciousness wide open. And I hate doing that. You know, I had one of them in my soul consciousness, and I had to remove that shit. I'm like, nah, hell no, 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 no. Because that shit's making me too psychically available and vulnerable to spiritual attacks. And it's solely that child that's been helping along with them. They've been trying their best. That's why I haven't been doing like occult videos, and because something happened, something really, really fucking evil is going on. And I'm going to try to do something about it. I'm going to warn people, don't go to that motherfucker. For some strange, you know, she old wetback, she don't like blacks. Feelings mutual. I'm a Trump supporter. That's some evil motherfuckers. They come from evil spirits like Wet'sucatl and all of that to be doing this to somebody, taking their shit. And them motherfuckers are some sadistic motherfuckers in the spirit plane. Them motherfuckers, they know how to rebuild you, but they also they're quick little fuckers. That's why in the physical, they make great hard workers, but not smart. They were built to be organic robotoids. You know, I've been, because I have a great-great-grandmother who was German-Jewish, working with Jews in the spirit plane, rabbis, to get this evil ass shit off. Because this shit keeps you stuck in your head. You know, and to take shit out of hell realms, 125 hertz, 1185 hertz, 156 hertz out of spirit jars, 1185 hertz transmutes. You know, I know all of this shit, but if I try to use it, or it'll be made to work against me. But anyways, I nearly died in my motherfucking sleep last night. This is just, I'm trying my best to, you know, articulate being a sacrifice, but I keep having shit be removed from my consciousness. The bitch took, she keeps taking my soul consciousness from that's tied to that August 22nd, 2022 timeline to keep me out of it. And for some strange reason, again, because she working with the very motherfuckers that's supposed to be in charge. I was told that Billy Baye and all of them were laughing at that. Don Tolliver, he's in charge of my shit. And now so is she. You know, they keep making these people my highest selves. Anybody that wants to astral body harvest or curse me like Jacob and Lordy and all this other shit. It's crazy. It sounds crazy, but it's real because I almost fucking died. Anyways, with that being said, these motherfuckers, you know, I feel extremely intranquil, and that's where they like to have you. Anyways, she keeps taking, to make it even more malicious, they keep taking and removing the soul consciousness of my father that's tied to God and all of that because my dad loves me. Again, this is a premonition of what was to happen to my father because, you know, I was told he looks just like this entity, like he looks like a Snuck or Snick from Little Monsters, but big, ugly, with a wide gaping mouth. And my father was a good man while he was alive. You know, he had a wetback past life that we had to remove. Or, what they call that word? Not exonerate. But that, exercise. And replace it with a Jewish past life because them motherfuckers are evil. You know, I try to be reasonable, but like I say, they come from evil spirits in the spirit plane. They're creator gods. And unlike other groups of people, they really don't come from the light. But anyways, with that being said, that's why I don't fuck with them. You know, like I say, I've been calling on Jewish rabbis and all of that. And Muslim Allah. I've been getting closer to Allah. Muslim clerics. But this is some hyper clever shit that I got. You know, motherfuckers giving their higher selves coming in, entity attachments of them, giving Sharifs money to look the other way with me, and my beleaguered spirit team, you know, Ars Goetia and all of that, trying to work with them to get my shit back. And then, you know, I'm like, their intentions are is to put them in hell realms, but I'm like, how you gonna do that when them people got to deal with them people? What the fuck is going on? I can understand me wanting to do it, but I'm so fucking, I can't. You know, I saw that she was at a shelter I used to stay at on Western, using, you know, some folks to fuck with me. And they had one young lady, she was a Mexican, very, very nice, and she was helping me out like a motherfucker. You know, that Alex Broadman, this is how evil that curse is. They were putting entity attachments on me of them people to make me hate them people. After they had cored me out to my soul consciousness in the blender in the spirit plane and reduced me down to that when I started breaking free. But anyways, they've been divesting me of my connection to my father, Napoleon Williams Jr., and removing his soul consciousness, him, Maria Tavarez, Billy Baye, and all of that, as well as to my mother, and placing them, the ones in that August 22nd, 2022 timeline in hell realms, so I don't have a God to be able to contact. And Billy Baye and them were even attempting to solely put me under their God, so I can't get any fucking outside help, and I'm supposed to be subjected to their bullshit, their rules, their bullyishness. It's evil. It's pure fucking evil. You know, that's why, I envy other people's spiritual fucking protection. It's like they may not have a lot of spiritual protection, but they at least have something that loves them, that's looking out for them. I don't have that. I don't fucking have that. And then for this wetback bitch to enter the fucking picture and cause me problems like this. I just feel like I'm in hell and there's no fucking way out with this shit. It seems like it's schizophrenia, but this shit is real. And I hate Barry's family for this shit. His real name when he was alive was Benoit, and he used to beat up on fucking prostitutes. There's nothing kid-friendly about this motherfucker. On top of that, they place an entity attachment of a pedophile by the name of Seamus Anderson. Billy Baye, Bear's family did this months ago to control my consciousness. It's just like I feel like I'm stuck in the fucking state of hell, and I'll just never be able to get out. And I got this evil shit putting on me as part of this curse, which has come to fucking fruition. Me being stuck, like Maria Tavares, the Ingrid Heiber before her. Me being stuck in hell realms, in homeless shelters. I start going back to 2016 with wetbacks here. So my fucking blessings and shit. You know, getting public assistance, you know, being stuck in welfare lines, being stuck in fucking food pantry lines, and that materialized. But it got a little better when I was on the PCH and I started living in my car, and I was cool with that, comfortable with that. But I knew, I'm like, I got the fame. You know, I'm a marginal fucking famous person, but where's the money? I should be making money. And I knew that it was Alex Broderman, motherfucker. Stringent control over my money. And now these motherfuckers are using my entity attachments against me when I'm trying to break it, when I'm just trying to get my fucking astral body parts back. You can use 1714 hertz, 1715 hertz, but it's not effective because the shit that's why I envy other people's spiritual protection. Y'all don't, you know, I had people looking at me and they're like, you spiritual royalty, you got all. It ain't nothing, man, if the shit's working against you. And I was told the motherfucker was envious of me as a child because I had a lot of light in me and still do. And I wish I could reveal the real name of fucking saints and use 694 hertz, 695 hertz to figure it out. I mean, I have these motherfuckers making agreements without my, you know, I hear it in my consciousness without my consent. Oh, we're going to give your consciousness over to Jacob Elord, the entity attachment, his higher self, like Ian Tate field or Tattle field. And all this shit is being done without my consent, like I'm not a human being, like I'm not a fucking person. Then enter the picture this fucking Maria Tavares wetback entity. That's stealing my shit. I feel trapped in hell. I am in hell. And, you know, I got soul swapped and I have evil shit that's making sure I never get back into my body, into my timeline. And it's putting all sorts of fucking evil shit on me to not only steal from my astral body and give to this person and anybody else who wishes to curse me and take from me. But Bear family, don't work with that motherfucker. That's an evil motherfucker. Being reduced down, you know, one of the wishes of Maria Tavares, I heard it through her soul consciousness to put on me is for me to die and not only stay dead. You know, I kept seeing the cube like you would see in Mecca around my body in the astral plane. I saw her consciousness, all that. I'm mentally ill. Again, after hearing that, this bitch wished me dead. I mean, this is pure fucking evil, stealing from people's fucking, you know, their identity. That's your consciousness. That's non-negotiable. Your body, that's God. You don't give that away. That's what makes you. That's what keeps you living. You know, talking about, well, she dead, so I can just take this. I even had a fucking very powerful spiritualist come in and say the same fucking thing yesterday. Well, she already dead, so we could just take from her. You know, tearing at your body parts like you ain't nothing. That's the most evil ass fucking feeling on the fucking planet. And to be divested from your ancestors, fucking Marie Laveau. You know, Baron Samedi, Billy Bailey, I think he in my consciousness. You know, you can go ahead and attack that. Or Ingrid Hyberts. I want the shit out. I was trying to get rid of him last night and get under Allah. And that got blocked by them evil motherfuckers coming in. You saw that. Maria Tavares got the fuck out when she saw Allah coming. You know, I talked about it in the article years ago. In the astral plane, them motherfuckers actually use, you know, they have burqa wearers who do Tai Chi. And they're actually what you call necromancer witches. That's why they say rukyas, which are incantations rather than prayers. You know, they're smart about the spiritual world more than, you know, other mass mind control religions, and they know what to do. That's why today looks like fucking not Resident Evil, but Silent Hill. It's tragic. It's tragic to have so much evil shit when you're not that bad of I can see if I was a murderer, rapist, but I'm not. And to have all this evil ass energy, all this evil shit corralled around you, working against you and trying to set you up as a sacrifice. You know, just setting you up oppositionally to sacrifice other motherfucking people and shit. You know, this case justified because this bitch ain't gonna stop until, you know, that's just what I saw. And that's what I feel. She an evil motherfucker. Rootless. I feel like I'm stuck in hell. I feel like I'm stuck in fucking hell. And that Maria Tavares, that's an evil fucking beanie bag bitch, as I call them. That's one of the most evil fucking things, is to feel entitled to steal from a person. Take from a person. Take their body parts, like, animalistically. And to fuck up, you know, all I got to work with is that child consciousness. And to keep belittling that and blaming that, Billy Baye and them be doing that. I'm trying to articulate the magnitude of what I'm fucking experiencing. I keep having some shit thwarted. You know, every time Billy Baye and all of them are, you know, say, I'll work with you, they want that child consciousness gone. They want that timeline gone. That's all I got to work with. At one point, it was Goddess Kali, Santa Muerte, Laura Hunanan, and they've tried to, you know, get rid of that. Because I've fallen so, you know, I don't even want to believe it, but seeing that soul swap that happened, I don't want to believe it, but it's real. And it hurts to see where my life is. When you're soul swapped, what do? You can use 808 hertz frequency to get back, but you You know, I got taken out of my body. That's why I'm getting astral body harvested. And to have your own entity attachments act adversarial against you. And the shit that's supposed to be in charge of putting you back together, keeping the basic integrity of your body, tearing you down and allowing shit like Maria Tavares. I'm going to beat that bitch ass so bad. I heard in the physical going back to March 23rd, 2024 or 23. You know, Barbara and David Rayner, Ingrid Hybrid, and them went in there to make a physical deal with them. They had a tarot reading, and I saw it too. They never opened on the Tuesday, and it was on the Tuesday. And they were open, and I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. I was told by them road spirits, they were open, and, you know, knowing my parents got ejected from their bodies in that timeline, and, you know, my family living on the street while somebody in my body enjoying wealth and fucking fame, pretending to be me, and you got evil ass shit keeping me in a hell realm where I'm being astral body harvested. Meanwhile, all of my shit is being transferred to that person, that timeline. A couple others I got is Zendaya and all of that. So they can become wealthy and feed off of my fucking misery. That's the most evil fucking thing. That's why I be putting these motherfuckers. I want to put his real name, Shy Master. That's Satan's real name, Shy Master. I'm just going to put it out there. And they're probably going to use that information against me, but I don't care. I'm being told it's going to be used against me, but oh well. Because I don't have anything fair in charge. I don't believe in protecting bullies, and everything that's supposed to be working with me is working against me, so I don't care. I don't have any spiritual protection. My enemies are supposed to be my spiritual protection. Get the fuck out of here.